Hello, I'm Brigantia, Blackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Thursday, and welcome to our introduction to Ostara. Ostara is a celebration of the vernal equinox, aka the spring equinox. It occurs when the sun enters the sign of Aries, and generally speaking, at least amongst Wiccan circles, the guidelines is generally you've got about a 5-day window in either direction to celebrate Sabbats, which is important to keep in mind if you're trying to coordinate a meeting time with others. Scheduling issues can get pretty dicey, especially if you're working with the larger groups. Now, Ostara is one of the points at which Wiccans will distinguish between the light half of the year and the dark half of the year, myself included. To my mind, when we have more daylight hours than we do night hours, that constitutes the light half of the year. However, this is not a universal view. Many people will divide the year by the solstices. When the light decreases, it's the dark half of the year. When the light increases, it's the light half of the year. Other people divide the year between Amalk and Lunasa, between planting season, growth, life, increasing light, and harvesting season, fruition, death, decreasing light. And still others divide it between Beltane and Samhain, the traditional summer-winter split. If you personally don't have an established view on the subject, my advice is to read up and to listen to people's arguments about their tradition and why they do it, and ask yourself what argument makes the most sense to you. And then also take into consideration what idea makes sense in relation to the environment in which you are actually living, and just go from there. So, the spirit of the season, I want us to keep a few key words in mind: rejuvenation, fertility and birth, balance, the first flush of youth, passion, and a zest for life, because that is what this big resurgence of spring is. Now, granted, you might be thinking, well, there's been many a time during the equinox where it was awfully chilly. There was snow, there was ice on the ground. I was wrapped up in 15 blankets, sipping my cocoa and trying to hide from the world. And for all I know, we might have that experience again this year. However, the surging energies of the earth underneath, they are waking up. Things are starting to come back. The plants, the animal life, everything is moving towards that direction. So even if we do still have some wintry weather to get through by the time we reach Ostara, we are on the downward slope. It may not feel that way because by that period of time we are probably sick of the snow and the ice, sick of the cold weather, sick of the icy, chilly wind, but we are moving towards the warmth. We are moving towards things growing again, towards life again. Now, there's a couple of gods I'd like you to keep in mind. First and foremost, the god and the goddess. At this time of year, the goddess is presenting herself in the form of the maiden. She's in a state of fertility, and then she will soon be preparing to move into the form of the mother. Whereas the god is a young man with all the hormones that go along with it, and he's actively engaging with the world, proving himself, as it were. We have a few Celtic and Norse deities that are associated with the Sabbat, and because those are the pantheons I work with, I wanted to bring them to your attention. The goddesses who are Celtic associated with Ostara are Blodwed, Epona, aka Rhiannon, and Guinevere. And then for the Norse and Germanic, we have Ostara and Freya. And the gods you might keep in mind on the Celtic side are Angus Mac Og, who I just did an introductory series about last month. There's Cernunnos, also known as Herne, the Dagda, who we'll be covering this month, the Green Man, and Mabon. And on the north side, we of course have Thor. So this is just a little bit of information. Hopefully you will be back as we explore Ostara further and we start talking about crafting, ways to celebrate, all that good stuff. And I'll see you next Thursday for that. So if you haven't joined our Discord group already, there's a link to join Blackbird's Brew below. Just click it. It'll take you to the right place. And as always, please subscribe to this channel, like the video, leave a comment, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.